We the Fans is the #1 sponsor in battle rap. My name is Frank White, and I probably contributed to some of your favorite battles. In the last 4 years, I donated $222,000 to battle rap for the culture. Check out We the Fans Global on Instagram for the full catalog of battles I sponsor. And follow We the Fans Global on YouTube to watch full battle breakdowns from a sponsor's perspective and a recommendation for what battles should be booked next. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and keep stepping into your greatness. We the Fans is for the culture.
We are here with one of the greatest writers of all time who happens to be from the UK, Bizzo Bond. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm
I
excited to be here.
appreciate you making the time for this. Congratulations on being international Bizzo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Moving around. How was
that.
the Canada experience? You jet lagged still?
A little bit jet lagged, yeah, but overall the experience was amazing, man. I really enjoyed myself. The hospitality was second to none. Battle was amazing. A very, very different battle for me to take, but one that I wanted to challenge myself against, and I think it went really, really well on the day. It was a great matchup. But yeah, faultless from start to finish. It's been a dream of mine to be on King of the Dot.
Amazing.
So to be on that event was incredible, man.
You did an amazing job. We're going to get into that a little later. I got some battles that I want to talk to you about. I took extensive notes. I rewatched a lot of these battles, and it reminded me how much I love these battles. I'm going to start off with Bizzo Bond versus Tony D. I'm going to tell you my favorite bars from this battle, and then I'm going to ask you what you remember from this battle. So here we go. Have a seat because I got a lot of bars that I love.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
You said, this battle wasn't chosen so we can watch him retire and pass me the torch because I'm here to pry it away from the stone cold hands of his corpse. I hope today isn't your way of saying goodbye because it's not about to farewell. If this is the Ali of our sport and bro's a goat, today I take the Larry Holmes approach. They told me if I travel here, they'll pay to assist with it like a Swiss clinic. Nasty. Now you're with the diamond in the making, and believe me, the pressure's on. When the scene collapsed, he distanced from the drama and ignored us all when we pleaded. So when he came back as Uncle Tony, it contained a deeper meaning to fool you. Oh, yeah, he's scheming because being uncle means there's no responsibility of being a father figure. The scene needed. Why were you talking to Tony like this? Talk to me about that battle, what you remember.
Oh, man, it's probably like my springboard battle, to be fair. One that really like put a lot of eyes on me. At a time where the UK scene was like really struggling. There wasn't a lot of content out there. There wasn't a lot of great battles dropping online. I felt to a degree as well that a lot of the talent in the UK wasn't taking it serious enough as well. So, you know, I think it was after I'd battled Koj to defend the title for the first time, I wanted to face one of the best in the UK, basically. I wanted to test myself, so I got thrown into the deep end, and Tony accepted the challenge. It was at Fiddler's Elbow in London, which is like one of the most iconic UK battle rap venues. It's just like a little 200 capacity venue in Camden in London. One that I performed in before, but I was obviously a lot lower down the card at the time, so to headline was pretty special.
Fire.
And we had an amazing match, man. It won Battle of the Year for 2022.
Fire.
And yeah, it was just an incredible back and forth. And it was the first time I think I've faced someone where I felt like someone had actually taken me very, very seriously in a battle as well. Because all the matches previous to that, I felt like people thought I was very beatable. But personally, I always felt like that was because that was my fault, not their fault. I always felt like if I turned up on my A game, I was very. You'd have to pull up something magical to beat me. So, and Tony prepped like it was a title fight against, similar to his shotty approach. Really, he was flawless throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, he knew what it was. The greats can see greatness. So, and salute to Tony D, an incredible talent who I hold up there. Tony and Shadi to me are like Loaded Lux and Murder Mook. I hold them in the highest regard. But you was fighting and you did your numbers. I love that battle. And you even had a fiddler bar in your material. Though. Super crazy with the orchestrators. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Okay, next battle I want to talk to you about is you versus Appa. I thought that was super fire. Of course, you know, the champion at Prem battling the champion at I Battle at the time. So my favorite bars for you and Appa. I need y'all to stop believing this facade of pretending he's the dopest. I've warned you, you're playing with the god like the day when Egypt was sent a fleet of locusts. I just told Lex I don't kill people for free, so he should maybe pick another battle instead. Then everything changed the day they decided to put a band on his head. Maybe you are Kim Jong-un because it's only a matter of time before your career goes south. Oversold with a loud park, but I wouldn't expect Timmy to say anything else like South Park. Yo, you were wilding. It's a fire, very competitive battle. Talk to me about that battle and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that battle was very, very spontaneous. I kind of got offered it within, you know, out of nowhere, really. Lex just hit me up and said, let's do a champ versus champ match. Obviously, he just introduced the headband in iBattle, so it was a good move on his behalf to put us together and, you know, make a bit of a spectacle. And it went down really well on the day, man. I'd never performed at iBattle before. It was a very different environment to most battle events that I've been a part of. It's very tight knit. It's like a very small community of hardcore fans who just love coming and turning up and watching battle rap. So it took a bit to win them over, but I think as the battle progressed, they kind of warmed up to me, and I got a lot of compliments that day. I won performance of the night that night as well. So I got
talk heavy, Bizzo.
A little bit of a bonus I got on after the event finished, so that was dope. And Oppa's genuinely one of my favorite battlers to watch, and he's still probably got the best bar ever said to me that I've just enjoyed the most. Because I try and keep straight face throughout all my battles and try not to engage too much. But when he said is that a bloody knife? Not yet. Now it is. That was just so fire, bro. Yeah, I couldn't help myself but react to that. I love Oppa's style, man. I think he's dope.
Crazy. Appa is one of the greatest, if not the greatest talent to emerge from Spaces, and I'll never forget Spaces is how I was introduced to you in 2022. You came into Spaces and battled royalty, and you won. And I just remember thinking in my head, yo, who is this guy? This is insane. Big salute to you. I mean, I've been a fan ever since, and every time I've seen you, you've done the incredible over and over and over again. So salute to you as well. I want to talk about you and Luke Castro. I think this was a fight, highly entertaining, barring like crazy. I got a lot of quotes. I'm gonna try to cut down on the quotes. I won't give away the whole battle. Sooner or later, our government will have this population scared to breathe. And I thought it was just like this battle. You're going to pay today for thinking you could share the same air as me. I just wanted to know who you're with and where you're at. Okay, I'm just trying to stay 100. The day Trubs replied real sick and terminal, I knew your days were numbered. Then I found out you call yourself the ruler too, and that's why I have to draw the line. I just have to bring a little war to Lou, and it'll repeat history. I only fear the same God you believe in. If you've heard any different, then it's fake news. So please don't treat me like an infidel, Castro. I am not someone you can dictate to. You were going crazy. What do you remember from that battle?
That was my first battle on a main stage, and I specifically asked for Lou Castro on that because I wanted to go up against someone who commands a stage and is very theatric and is known for the performance factor. So it was a tactical move on my behalf because I wanted to learn from it more than I actually wanted to enjoy the battle. And I definitely he was phenomenal, man. And a lot of people said that was like the battle of the night. The energy in the room was crazy for that one. You can't really tell on the audio of the battle because obviously we're mic'd up, but the crowd noise was electric in there, and obviously to be on a card of that magnitude was big as well. Like I'm still, I know it sounds mad because I've been around the game for 10, 12 years, 13 years, but I'm still like very new to all the big moments, all the all the big opponents, all the stage battles, all the pay-per-view events. All of that's still pretty new to me over the last 3-4 years. So that was a big jump for me, a big test again. So yeah, and Luke Castro's a dope human being, bro. One of the most like nicest guys, most entertaining. I don't stop laughing when I'm stood with him. So
Shout out, Luke.
salute to him, man. It's a great battle as well. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites.
You killed it, brother. You killed it. You killed it. And it was such a good style clash. This battle, to me, has to go down as one of the greatest intercontinental battles, if you will. A champion versus champion. Once again, Jazz the rapper is one of the greatest battlers ever, not male or female, just one of the greatest ever. And when this was announced, I was just like, whoa. And then when it happened, it lived up. It's rare for such a big battle to live up to its expectation, but y'all both went crazy. I got to highlight some of my favorite bars from you. Based on the nickname you gave yourself, you really must be hitting stacks. I'm afraid to say today you're facing someone who's in a different bag. Won't the smell start attracting the police? I said, usually it would, bro. But this time I put a little jasmine in the sheets. Sometimes I feel like this shit isn't fun. Raheem Sterling, I've gained a reputation from this distinguishing run. Crazy. The first promo was the only time I saw a man in this game really lifting you up. Crazy. I schooled everyone I faced last year, but they lead me to believe I'm the one that needs to learn a lesson. Got me feeling like Forrest Gump. You must have forgot the run I went on that got this girl's attention. I'm just waiting to see when Jazz transitions to swing like musical evolution. Brother, you were wilding against Jazz. Talk to me about that battle. What do you remember from the battle, and how do you call that battle?
Man, that was my first encounter with like a genuine superstar of this thing, man. Like, obviously, for me, Shotty Horror is the UK superstar. He's like the one. I mean, that guy's got aura off the charts whenever he's in a UK event. But Jazzy's first time in London, like the hype around it, the amount of people. I remember when I was coming out, when we always do like musical entrances. So they'll play a song, you'll come out, wave at the crowd and everything before the battle starts. Bro, she came out with about 25 people. And she came out first as well. And I come out second, and I couldn't get to the stage because there was that many people stood behind her, and they're all there for Jazz. Everyone there for Jazz. And then the battle starts. I go first because I lose the coin toss, which I was like, no, I didn't want to do that. And then I remember she just dropped her first bar, and the room erupted. It erupted, and I was like, "Wow, I am in a dogfight here." But she's a dope person as well, man. I've got a lot of time for Jazz. Love seeing her at events. Always try and speak to her whenever I see her. And and it was on a show with you actually on Twitter. I think it was like an interview, and maybe in her spaces. She specifically said that she only wanted to battle me in the UK.
That's a fact.
Which is one of the like biggest compliments to this day that I've still had in this, because like I've said previously, man, like all these experiences are like pretty new for me. I've always had the talent, but I've never been able to piece it together and actually make something of it. And when I actually really knuckled down and focused on doing it in 2021, 2020, around COVID, I've accelerated quite rapidly, and been thrown into some really big challenges that I've overcome every single time. And Jazz was up there as like one of the hardest ones, because I knew I had to prep something a little different for her. And I knew that I'd always be in an uphill battle with Jazz because she's so well loved worldwide. So it's even if I took it in the room based on UK bias, as soon as that shit drops online, I'd still be fighting with all the thousands of fans that she's got. So and I agree what you're saying, man. It's like, it's genuinely one of the best, certainly one of the best battles on the Premier Battles channel. it 110% lived up to the hype. It deserves a lot more views than what it's got, in my personal opinion.
Agreed.
But yeah, she's dope, man. I've got so much time for Jazz. Love her.
A moment in time for sure. Salute to the both of y'all for making history like that. We're gonna go to the next battle. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this from the lead up, from the announcement to the lead up to the battle itself, it goes down as one of the best battles, in my opinion, UK battles I've seen. I can't speak to, the limited knowledge that I have. I've only been watching UK battle rap for maybe a decade. This is one of the greatest UK battles I've ever seen in my life. And that's Bizzo Bond versus Gemini. Incredible battle. You want to talk about living up to the hype? This is one of them. If you've never seen Bizzo Bond versus Gemini and you're watching this interview, stop, go watch it, and then come back to the rest of this interview. You had some crazy bars for Gem. I'm about to go crazy in front of Golden Boy like Ryan Garcia. I was writing bars for you before you knew that you were coming back, just so I can bury Gem and make him his own gravestone. When I finally get to take out Gem, it'll bring some light to my vision. Crazy. You know that it's Bond, bro. Don't be surprised if you see me come back from Russia with love. Real James Bond fans know that bar's crazy. Trust me, if I flip Gem, I'm leaving no stone unturned. Gem needs to live up to his name, and this is his chance to solidify himself. God sent for me. He said, what's one thing you want in life? I said, knowledge, so I could turn up here and drop Gem with ease. You were wildin'.
Yeah,
Talk
man.
to me. I gave Gem the battle, and of course he ended up, winning in the building as well. But this is a fantastic battle. Talk to me about this battle.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, definitely for me, it definitely lived up to the hype. I don't think there's ever been like a battle advertised in the way that it has, where there was like so much at stake, especially whether it's in the UK or worldwide. If it was two champions going against each other, both of two respective leagues, winner takes all. A guy who was undefeated for his prime years, when at a time where I was a nobody, and then the roles kind of like flipped reversed, and I'd been the champion for a couple of years. I'd defended the belt 2-3 times, and then it all just came to a head, and we had to battle each other. It was inevitable that we were going to battle each other. So I thought I genuinely believe that my material for that battle is some of the craziest material I've ever wrote. I tried really, really hard with it. On the day, the nerves were immense, and I think Gem will probably say the same, because we genuinely had like responsibility to perform well. Like it wasn't a battle you could really give 50% for. You had to go all in for it, and I think that's what makes it a great watch. I think my material as years go on will stand the test of time, and people will always go back and think what I thought, I thought my material was great. There was just a little bit of a disruption on the actual day itself, which kind of like killed the mood in the room towards the end, where one of the cameras got overheated. So there was about a 10-minute delay on finishing the third round, which was a shame. But aside from that, everything went how I expected it to go. I always thought that I was gonna. I never liked to go into a battle thinking I was going to lose, but that was the one battle where I felt like everything was set up for me to not come out still champion unless I pulled off. Because it was at a time, man. You know how battle rap goes. Like I genuinely feel like a lot of people don't like to see someone doing well for an extended period of time, and if they do, they have to have like a little bit of a villain era where they're hated before they can come back and everyone loves them again. The prime example, which is recent, is Mike P. Mike P has always been a phenomenal battle rapper, but he got so much hate at one stage where people just were not fucking with him in the slightest. He goes away, he has the Geechee Bam battle. Everyone's saying he's done. He goes away. He takes time away from the game, and then he's come back now, and he's about to go on a generational run this year. I feel where everyone's loving him, and mine's not to that extent, but I certainly feel like being the same Bizzo turning up to events with a belt on, and it's champ for I was champ for like 1,009 days in total. So it was like a very ever present person within the scene. And I think when you get to that point, I think people actually do want to see you get beat. And I know it sounds crazy to say, but I feel like it translates well in boxing, wrestling. After a long period of time, it's like right now it's time for Cody Rhodes had to beat Roman Reigns. Boxing world champions, eventually you want to see them get beat.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with battle rap. I think people want to see fresh change, and I think in that battle particularly, I definitely felt that energy going into it. So, and I didn't hold high expectations for coming out of the battle as the winner, but I obviously, as you can see from my material and my performance, I prepped accordingly to win the battle.
Yeah.
And I still personally think it's a little bit debatable. I think you can go back to that battle in a year or so and be like, man, I might have a slight different result. Maybe that's just my personal opinion, but
I respect it. But you did an incredible job. You have consistently shown up and done what you're supposed to do, no matter what the stakes are. And that's the thing that I love about you, and that's the thing that inspires me about you, is that, like, regardless of the circumstances, win, lose, or draw, you're showing up at 100%. You've taken every opportunity like it's your last opportunity. That is a state of mind and a something to aspire to. So you have nothing to put your head down about. You executed, you did what you were supposed to do. Somebody wins, somebody loses. And the fundamental foundation of entertainment that I've observed is the whole point of this is to build somebody up so they can break them down. First they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. And you really just have to ride the peaks and waves, the peaks and valleys, the up and downs of this crazy thing called battle rap, this subgenre of a subgenre, this little niche community that, feels strongly about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And yes, the moment you start doing well for too long, people can't wait to see you fail. That is a fact. But two things can be true. And in that, sometimes somebody wins and somebody loses. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's not your go on the carousel, bro. I say this to a lot of people.
And but that doesn't take away from the fact that you are an incredible talent. Doesn't take away from the fact that all you've accomplished, your work ethic, your resume is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? And this is just the beginning. That's the crazy part to wrap your mind around, is that all that's happened, everything we're going to highlight now, is all just part of the beginning of your journey. You have so much more to accomplish. There's so many more continents for you to go battle on. I look forward to 5-10 years from now when we can look back and all these battles we're talking about are even bigger classics because of everything you've accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but this is just the beginning, brother. Now let's get to the next battle. I'm not quoting no more, or else this interview gonna be 45 minutes long. But I'm gonna ask you certain questions. So the first question I have for you was, what was your experience like battling Tay-Rock for one round? And that is, in my opinion, his only recorded loss last year. That's the only battle that I've seen last year, and I have Rock as my champion of the year all over again. But it's a one rounder and they don't count against him in Cody talks. So, but I comfortably had you winning that battle. Close battle, but I just preferred what the material you brought to the table. Also, the whole Tay-Rock of the UK thing that really got blown so out of proportion. Something that was like a lighthearted joke that turned into like this whole angle. But talk to me about that Rock battle, what it meant to you to have that opportunity, and what you thought about the battle.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start, bro. Like the Tay-Rock for me is the best right now. I think in terms of everything, he's got absolutely everything. He's got stage presence, he's got aura, he's got superstar power, he's got consistency, his prep time, his prep turnaround for battles. I mean, the fact that he took Ill Will a week before battling Shotty Horan and then put classics on with both of them, man, is mind-blowing. Like I can't, that's something I genuinely, as an artist, admire so much in that he can do that. And he battled Mike P a couple of weeks before that, so it's insane how we can do it. The whole battle as a whole just came because of the Woti thing. It was nothing. you know, that battle was never supposed to happen. It was supposed to be me versus Rum
Oh
on that
wow.
event.
Oh wow.
And that was all locked and ready to go.
Mhm.
And then obviously Tay-Rock was battling in at Summer Madness on the Sunday.
Mhm.
He hit T-Top up and said, "Listen, I want to battle on this card. I want to
Mhm.
do 2 battles in 2 days, but
Damn.
I'm the only person I'm battling is Bizzo because it's the only, and it's all because of the Woti thing. He didn't even know, you know, who I was prior to this. So,
Wow.
all publicity is good publicity, man. Yeah, it worked out in my favor. And you
Yeah.
know, I prepped for that battle, trying to, you know, I, that battle, and I think for most battles, when I prep to try and impress the person that I'm battling, as
Mhm.
opposed to trying to impress fans and judges, I think
Mhm.
that's when you see the best of me.
Mm.
I really wanted to impress Tay-Rock. I really wanted to impress Jazz.
Mhm.
And I think, you know, those performances go hand in hand. Um, and the Tay-Rock one, I was like, right, I've got a chance here to really, you know, make a name for myself globally here. You know, if I can get Tay-Rock's approval and, you know, his stamp, then, you know, anything's possible.
Fine.
So that's how I did. That's what I did. I approached it, and you know, I prepped so intricately for him, and I thought he might do what Tay-Rock normally does, which is just rap forever.
Mhm.
So I cut my round. You know, I had a 10-minute round prep for Tay-Rock on.
10 minutes, Bizzo?
I think I missed out about 4 minutes of material on the day because
What in the disaster versus Sharon is going on?
yeah, but that's the first time I've ever done that. I've never over prepped and then, you
Mhm.
know, gone so far over the time limit again. One thing you can always guarantee with me, bro, is like I'm so respective of time limits. If someone
Yeah.
says
Yeah.
it's 2 minutes rounds or it's 3 minute
Mhm.
rounds, I will only exceed it slightly just based
Yeah.
on crowd reaction and
Yeah.
the fact that I'm performing it fresh on the day. Sometimes I try and pace it a little bit slower, so it does take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
With Rock, I kind of like counted out how long his round was, and I was like, right, I'm gonna have to match this because
Mhm.
I didn't want it to look like I was trying too hard to beat him. And you know, I think his round was about 6 minutes, and then mine's around about the same. So, um, yeah, I got to a point where I was like, I'm probably just gonna call it here now, just to make it, you know, look even on camera, and that in terms of duration, not in terms of like the content itself. And I wasn't accepting any narratives afterwards that, you know, oh yeah, Bizzo beat Rock, but he
He
rapped for
rapped 10
4 minutes.
years. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want any of that. So yeah, so that's how it happened, and it was amazing, man. And I see Rock at events now, like we dap each other up, and I've literally just been with him in Canada.
Fire.
You know, it's crazy how these people now are in such close proximity to me when a few
Mhm.
years ago I wouldn't have even dreamt of being where I'm at now in terms of my reputation and the battles I've done and who I've faced, and you know, people coming up to me and dapping me up and, you know, saying fire battle and things like that, and being on all these massive events and cards. It's crazy, but I love every minute of it.
Brother, you're on your path to greatness. Like this is what you should completely accept. Like that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting the recognition because of the hard work that you put in. And you built that name, and it's nothing but respect for that name and everything that you brought to it. Speaking of Canada, you know, we got to talk about it. I don't too much like to delve too much into battles that haven't dropped on YouTube yet because I don't want to cheat fans out of
Yeah.
whatever their impression may be. But I do want to talk about the battle itself, not the bars. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But tell me your own impression of your experience battling Dunsh.
So the Dunch battle was presented to me, and it was one that I wasn't overly convinced about taking it at first, admittedly. Now there's a few reasons for that. Obviously, we're completely different battle rappers
True.
in terms of styles, writing,
Mhm.
performance, everything. We're just polar opposites.
Mhm.
Um, but you know, I don't take easy fights, and I also knew that he would show up the way that he did on the day.
Mhm.
He took it seriously. He was obviously there. which is obviously a plus for Dunsh because he's obviously got a bit of a reputation for not showing up. I knew he would do. Like I was never in doubt that would happen.
Mhm.
And I know that he would have taken me seriously, and he did. He's probably put one of his best ever showings on against me, which people always, you know, I've had to get to a point in my battle career where I genuinely have to not care about if people think I won or lost the battle anymore. I think the entertainment factor is a lot more important than the rewatchability. I've got battles where I 3-0 great battle rappers on YouTube, but they're only pushing 10K, 20K views. So I'd rather have a battle where someone really drags me into a fight with them, and people go back to it and watch it over and over again. And he was great, man. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I mean, there was a bit of controversy with one of the a couple of the angles he used and stuff, which I don't mind. He's a very creative guy. He's a very creative battle rapper. He's very good at what he does, and he was great on the day. He shook the building a couple of times. But yeah, it was just an enjoyable battle to be a part of. I always take battles like this because I want to learn off the person that I'm battling, and the way in which Dunch approached me and how he creatively built his rounds for me. It's something that I've never had in my arsenal, but it's something that I can learn from because someone's done it to me that I can now progress forward with and implement myself. I always learn a little bit off each person that I battle. As I was saying before with the Lou Castro one. I'm still growing. I'm still getting. I still think I'm getting better. I think my writing gets better every time I battle. There's a couple of things I need to work on here and there, but I'm very aware of that. I'm not just that type of battle rapper who turns up with one style and does the same 3 rounds, gets his check and goes. I want to be like an elite. I want to be as high up as possible and as high regarded as possible. So it was a good battle to take in terms of that. I learned a lot from it, and I know what to do moving forward. So my next performance, I'll improve on that and go again, man. So
I respect it. One thing I respect so much about you is your humility. You know what I'm saying? You really approach this like a student, and it's clear your love of the culture and your love of rapping. It's clear
yeah.
how much you put into it.
I do. I love this shit, man. Like, and I'm always going to be humble. That'll never change because I don't need to force. I've already personally, with exception to 1 or 2 things I've got left to do in my personal bucket list in battle rap, I've completed everything I wanted to do, and accolades always hold the test of time over any shit talking, any back and forth online, any dumb approaches to get battles booked. Like that's never been me. If I'm booked to battle you, it's because I respect you as an artist, and we're gonna rap together, and I'm gonna try and rap better than you, and you're gonna try and rap better than me. I don't care anything about any personal vendettas. I don't care about grudge matches, and I know people love that stuff. I know people come to events solely for the soap opera. So and I understand that, but that will never be me because I'm not interested in that. I just love rapping, bro. Like that, rapping on stages and doing this is something that gives me a lot of adrenaline. I love the aftermath where people come up. I love the fact that people such as yourselves recognize it and put me onto your show, and and give me the highest praise, which I'm eternally grateful for. And that's why I do this stuff. And then obviously when it's all said and done and I look back at it, I don't have to say, oh, I shouldn't have called him out or shouldn't have done a fake angle on this guy to get clicks. I can look back and say, you know what, man, I've done everything I dreamed of doing in this. And I've only got 1 or 2 things left to do, I think, before I can actually wholeheartedly say that I've done everything I ever wished to do as a kid. So
I respect it. I respect it a whole lot. And as an idiot, as an idiot that sets up battles by creating the soap opera uh, as the and
No, it's,
exactly
that's your
my
entertainment. You know, you added a lot of fuel to the fire for me versus Jem.
yeah
Um, you know, and if promoters like yourself want to do that, then that's perfect. But I don't enjoy, you know, going out myself and calling people out just to try and
yeah
get their in a negative way to get their attention. I'd rather someone would come and say, I want to battle Bizzle Bond because I think he's fire and I think we'd have a dope match. You can say whatever you want to me in the battle. That's absolutely fine. You know,
yeah
if you want to take an approach
yeah
like that. But you know, it's all love with me, bro. And I think you can look at people like Tay Rock now. Tay Rock's probably getting more famous now, being in his humble era
Mhm.
where he's just taking these fights, showing up, kicking ass, and then leaving, and then building his catalog of all these fire battles.
100%. And he's getting just like you. Y'all both just keep getting better and better, and it really doesn't make sense. I'm be honest. So, how long did you hold the premier champion title, brother?
1,009 days.
1,009 days you were reigning champion at premier.
Yeah, November 2021, I was awarded the belt for winning the Anarchy tournament. I was supposed to battle for it, but the battle fell through twice with the champ at the time.
Mhm.
And then from then, yeah, all the way through to August 2024.
That was you.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have nothing but the utmost respect for you, Bizzo. And that's an accolade that you can carry with you forever. You have to understand there's people that don't go to their job consistently for 1,009 days.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people that don't pay their child support consistently for 1,009 days. There's people that can't be parents to their children for 1,009 days consecutively.
Mm,
What you accomplished is incredible. And I need you
thank
to
you.
say that with pride. And I need you to understand that, like, that's an incredible achievement. And that can never be erased from the tapestry of history of UK battle rap.
Yeah,
Speaking of UK battle rap, brother, we got to get into the controversial questions because I wouldn't be me if I
let's do it.
wasn't
Let's
creating a
do
soap
it.
opera. So here we go. Top 5 active UK battlers. The floor is yours.
Just um, just my favorite 5.
Your favorite 5.
Um,
And whoever you list right now, that's who we're all gonna tune into. So someone who knows nothing about UK battle rap, and I say these are the top 5 active battlers according to Bizzo Bond, this is who you gotta be in tune with. Who are those 5?
man, I mean, my favorites, and you know, I would say that I would say that they're active. You know, even if they're doing only like 1, 2 battles a year.
Mhm.
Um, certainly Tony D is up there.
Okay.
Shotty Horror for me will always be my favorite UK battle rapper.
Mhm.
And he's more active than he's ever been this year, which is great.
Facts.
Quill is up there for me.
Okay.
Ark is one of my favorites as well. And then Gemini's not battled for a while, but he obviously he's still someone that I'd love to watch and love to see on events and things like that.
Mhm.
I've got a lot of time for guys like Visual. I
Mhm.
think Visual's a great battle rapper. I'd love to see him be a bit more active this year,
Mhm.
which I think hopefully will be the case. Bobby Rex is one of my closest friends in this. When he's active, it's great for our scene. So all those guys, man.
Okay, so you listed 7. And I'm gonna go back
I
now
will. Right,
and
my
hold
5
you
are
to 5.
Shotty,
1,
Bobby,
2,
Ark,
3,
Jem,
4,
and Quill.
5.
Yeah, Quill, because Tony D only does one battle every so often, but that legend status is, you know, inevitable. I don't need to
Unquestionable.
put
And
him in any
speaking
top.
of legend status, brother, now I got to ask you the top 5 greatest UK battlers of all time. Take your time with this one.
I mean, if we're going, I always think the greatest ones are the ones that have the most impact. The ones that are, you know, literally carry the culture and put it into heights. And I think obviously Shotty's number 1 in that regard. I think O'Shea's number 2. I would say I would probably say Lunacy is number 3. Gemini has to be number 4 for me because of everything he did when it was Don't Flop heyday and then to now. Number 5. Who have I said? Shotty, Tony D. Have I said Tony D?
Oh wait,
I
you
have.
said. Hold on.
Shotty,
O'Shea,
Lunacy. Who was number 4 then? Jem. Tony has to be, yeah. Tony.
Those are the 5.
They're my 5 top.
Damn, unanimous. Okay, so those are the 5. Those are the 5.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Salute to Yunan. Okay. Moving forward, who do you want to battle at Prem? Give me like 3 people that you feel like moving forward you'd want to battle.
That's a good question because in Prem at the moment we're in such a transitional period where I think you've got the top guys still, and then there's not really for me there's not really a middle tier. I think people are still trying to develop to get into that echelon. So me versus Quill is a battle that's not happened yet, which I think will have to happen at some stage because I think that's a big one for UK battle rap as a whole.
Okay.
In terms of anyone else, man, like that, I'm kind of just sitting and waiting for the right moment to come to battle someone from the UK now because I've kind of like made my way through all the ones that I wanted to do. I don't really have a hit list for UK guys right now. I'm really more focused on, broadening my horizons overseas and building a bit of a name in America and Canada and trying to get, the matches out there that I want. But I'm Prem till I die. So anyone that they think will be good for the scene as a whole, whether I have to give a chance to an up and comer. Yeah. And then who knows, man, like I miss being champion of that league. So I'd like to try and get that belt back at some stage if all the cards fell right. So it's more of a
rematch. What are we doing? Rematch?
I don't know if it'll be Gemini. I think I'd like to see Gemini defend the belt this year. I don't know who it'll be against. Whether it's Premier. I don't know if you're aware, are doing a tournament at the moment.
Yes.
So they get a UK title shot at the end of that. So
fire.
Yeah, they're doing some sick things at the moment, Prem, with regards to battle content. So if you are watching this and haven't seen it yet, then go and check it out. But yeah, it's more for me now. It's more I just want to put on great showings. I want to get better. I want to elevate myself to a new height. And so it doesn't necessarily need to be the opponent. It just needs to be the right time and moment for me. But in terms of UK battles left for me, I think Quill's the one that stands out the most because there aren't really any others right now where I think it would make perfect sense to do this battle. Whereas the one with Quill, I do believe that would probably make the most sense if someone was to present me a UK opponent.
Okay. And if you're watching this, salute the Premier Battles, salute the Briggsy, salute the Trubs, salute to everybody over there. Where winning matters. There's a few episodes on the main page. Make sure you tap into that tournament. It's producing some great battles. Please tap in and support the UK battle rap because it's really, you're going to see nothing but hungry and incredibly talented individuals. And I can't stress this enough. Some of the most amazing battles you'll ever see. So tap into Premier Battles, no question. The next question I have for you is, who do you want to battle elsewhere? Anywhere in the world, brother, because it's international Bizzo now.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it'll happen in America. If it happens in the UK, then great. But I was so stoked about a Rum Nitty last year when that got booked. I'd love that to somehow make its way back to me. Whether or not I've missed that battle, I'm not too sure. Okay. In terms of, again, bro, in terms of opponents now, it's I'll battle anyone. I will literally battle anyone in America as long as it, you know, makes sense. I don't want to, you know, go over there and undersell myself. And I don't want to go over there and demand all the, you know, all the goats that are knocking about over there. So um, I absolutely 100% want to try and see how my style goes down in a URL environment at some stage. That's the
Mm.
that's the goal that I have in mind. Now that doesn't matter who it's against. So any opponent on a URL volume card, or you know, one of the app events, anything, just let me come over and show you guys what I do over here. And that's a big thing for me in terms of other opponents. I, there's so many good talented rappers, man. It's more to do with the settings, I think. I'd love to go and battle on Westworld at some point. I think Westworld's a dope league, and I think I think Mia versus NXT would be fire over there.
Oh, you want to battle next on Westworld? Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
think that's been rumored a couple of times, but it's never happened. But yeah, I'd love to showcase my ability at URL. It's a shame RBE aren't going anymore because I would have loved to have done that as well. But Takeover, Battle League, Trenches, anything like that, I'm game, man. I'm ready to go overseas again and fight again. So I like what everyone's doing over there. Like, you know, I've got a lot of time for people like Doc. He's he's spearheading a new movement. I like what Kells is doing at OSBL. I'd love to go back to iBattle at some point as well. There's the opportunities and avenues are endless for me now. Like you said, I'm still I haven't battled anyone really. Like I've battled like one or two, three Americans. Like the possibilities are endless, man.
Okay, I just texted Lex. I just texted Beasley. I texted Madman Leak. Madman Leak is the man to talk to about uh battling on Westworld. Madman Leak is the man to talk to about battling on Westworld. Lex, obviously, I battle, and Beasley, obviously, URL. I think Bizzo, you most definitely have a huge fan base out here, and you know Doc is the perfect person to tap in with because Doc is somebody who really can connect the dots for people. You know,
I've got a lot of time for him, man. Like
yeah.
when I battled Tay Rock, he came over because he was at the event and he introduced himself, and then straight away he's like, "Bro, let's work, let's do
Figure
some stuff."
something
And I'm
out.
like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, man." I was
yeah.
like, "100%, whatever you want, man, I'm down." And
You're
it was
tapped in
good.
with the right people, brother, and your talent is unquestionable. That's why the universe is bringing the connectors to you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that,
Um,
man.
I can't leave this conversation without asking you. You did such an incredible job battling Jazz. Are there any other women that you would battle?
Yeah, man. I battled. I think me and Vixen would be a good battle.
Ooh, let's go! This is a Vixen fan club. Be careful what you say next, brother.
Yeah, mate. I think Vixen, when Vixen's on 100, I think she's fire, bro. And do you know what? I've been a URL fan for years and years and years, and had the app forever. And when I watched her versus DNA,
Mhm.
I'd never seen her before, and then I was a fan ever since. So I think
Mm.
I think she's fire, bro. And I think her style would be very, very good for me as well.
Agreed.
We'd have a very good battle if we were to match up.
Agreed. We saw get salute to Gannick, an incredible World Domination 9 card. Both
Mhm.
days were absolutely fantastic. Would we ever get Bizzo Bond on a beat battle? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, bro. That the
What
beatdown
we
event,
doing? Talk about it.
the beatdown event for King of the Dot was crazy.
Mhm,
It was a very refreshing event to be a part of.
mhm.
And yeah, it sparked a bit of a fire in me. I do make music, but I've not made any for a while now, which is something that I'm aiming to change this year. But yeah, I'd definitely give it a go, man, and see how it went down. I think I'd do okay on it, but on beat battle for sure.
Okay, now my girl just brought me breakfast because I haven't eaten yet, and it's damn near 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna take a bite of this delicious plate, but I need you to answer this and take your time with this one. What are the best and worst parts about the UK battle rap scene? And not just dwelling on the problems, but can you provide a solution?
The UK scene as a whole is just, I think it's just suffering because it's not anything like it was in its prime. And I think there's a number of different reasons for that. I think the main ones being that I don't know how it is in the US, but certainly in the UK, it's hard to get interest from younger audiences,
Okay.
specifically for a cappella battle rap.
Okay.
Pen game over here is a league that's been flourishing for the last year or so, going a lot of viral moments, a lot of kids seeing it on TikTok and stuff.
Mhm.
But a cappella just doesn't seem to hit the same, and I think it might be the same everywhere, really. I mean, the age ranges of people that come to these battle events are certainly a lot higher than the young 21 to 25 range. There's not many people in that age bracket that are there. We've suffered a lot with controversy in the past with Don't Flop. It kind of like killed a ever-growing momentum, which had to be rebuilt from the ground up. And then we went through a phase where we were booking international battles, and they were just constantly falling through. And I think when something like that happens consistently, the trust of the fan is then, very much broken. To want to buy a ticket and be in the venue for an event, which then the league suffers as a result because it's lacking the financial gain. They're probably the main things with the UK at the moment. We've got a couple of new guys coming through, making a name for themselves, but nothing to the extent of the US, where you're having multiple people breaking through with great performances and putting themselves on the map. We're just a small island at the end of the day, bro, and the US is a hell of a lot bigger, and it's got a hell of a lot more battle rappers as well. So a lot of the time you're seeing the same names on cards as well, which a lot of people don't want to see the same names all the time.
Mhm.
But I think it's going in the right direction. I think the production value of the Where Winning Matters tournament is making a lot of headway. It's very professional. It's a complete different spin on battle rap as a whole to do it as a TV show, as opposed to just dropping battles on YouTube and hoping people tune in and watch it.
Mhm.
I think that's a very good concept that Briggsy at Prem has done. And it would be great to see that format continue, but obviously the bigger names get involved, just to kind of push it forward a little bit more. I just love it to. I think like we were saying with, if you're a battle rapper, it's sometimes it's your turn on the carousel, and sometimes you have to get off and let someone else have a go. And I'd love battle rap to get back on the carousel again at some point. I would love it to become like a very popular, cool thing to go and experience again, for new audiences to do it.
Mhm.
And I think potentially with the on-beat stuff starting to make way in the game again, I think it could bring in new people. The dope thing about the on-beat battles is that it's not we're not using predominantly on-beat battlers for it. We're actually bringing a cappella battle rappers into the on-beats
Mhm.
sphere, and they're outperforming some of the guys that are known for being on-beat battle rappers, which I think's dope.
Mhm.
And hopefully that brings like a level of like intricacy to them, rather than just standard rapping flow patterns, which I think is how it mainly was years ago. But certainly now with the likes of you have Pass and Low Pesci and Cortez and Real Deal were all fire on over the weekend, and it's great to see those guys transitioning from one side over into the other.
Mhm.
Hopefully they can make it into like a big thing where it's like there's a cappella rap and there's on beat matches, and the fans love all of it. That would be dope to see, and the audience grows as a result.
I'm gonna leave you on this high note. I'm a very big fan of brotherhood, and the brotherhood that you and Chubb share is a beautiful thing. He supports you to the fullest. You support what he's got going on, and I had to ask him first what you meant to the UK in terms of battle rap, and he said you are the longest reigning battle rap champ in UK battle rap. Incredible. Then I asked him what you mean to him personally, and he said Bizzo is one of the most genuine guys I ever met in this culture. Doesn't get involved in drama and generally wants to see everyone win. Always down to work and improving with no ego at all, too. Brother, that's high praise from an incredible individual. You know what I'm saying? How does that make you feel?
I have a lot of love for Chubbs, man. It was great to kick it with him all weekend this weekend. Yeah, he's a very hardworking guy. He's got his his way of doing things and his opinions and everything, which just add to his character, man. And he won't back down from an opinion if he feels a certain way, which I have the utmost respect for. So, and I you know, he, again, as a human, he's a great person, man. I've got a lot of time for him. He's given a lot of time to me. You know, I have nothing but love for Chubbs, man.
Bizzo, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I want to tell you once again that you're stepping into your greatness. We're witnessing someone become a legend in real time. Your talent is unquestionable. Your work ethic is impeccable. But beyond that, your character is exceptional. And I just want you to go into every battle knowing that you've been chosen. You have a gift. You're blessed from God. Don't ever stop doing what you're doing. And it's your time. So sky's the limit, brother.
Thank you very much.
Your pops. Is your pops recovered?
Yeah, he's doing great, man. Thank you for asking. He's loving his life again. But yeah, thanks so much for your kind words as well, bro. I mean, you've shown me love from day one, basically, and like you said, ever since the Spaces battle. You know, I see all the comments, I see all the tweets, I see all the messages that you're a part of, and it's very comforting to have someone such as yourself with such high praise for me. It makes this shit all worthwhile, you know, especially when, you know, you walk away from some battles and you feel like you know, where do I go from here? And then it's moments like this that, you know, make me want to carry on. So I appreciate it massively, man.
Salute, brother. Keep stepping into your greatness. I'm going to post this right now. God bless you, King.
Thank you, bro.
Right. Let's talk again after, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you go whoop a couple asses, and then we're going to circle back and have another conversation.
Let's do it, man. Anytime for you, bro.
Peace.
Take care, bro.
Peace.